Somewhere right now, a baby is being born into a nightmare. Somewhere on this planet right now, a bunch of parents are celebrating the fact that they have a baby. In society, we made an accomplishment out of reproducing, and this applies to basically everywhere in the world. Third world countries, developed countries, it's all the same. Even after all of the stuff that happened with Palestine, more and more kids are going to be brought into that and suffer. And this is despite the fact that their birth was initially being celebrated. It really makes me wonder, why do we celebrate this? That baby is gonna grow up and he could be your worst enemy. And he could do things you probably never could imagine. Humans are capable of lots of things, lots of horrible things. We celebrate their birth, and then they do the exact same thing everyone else in society is doing. Go through the same routine of waking up, going to a place you don't want to be at for 8 hours a day. Once you're done with school, you go to college for 4 years, or you just go straight into work. You sell your time and your soul for a piece of paper. And yeah, you're basically here just to earn revenue for a company. That is what existence is. The wildest part is how sacred society made life seem to be. We were always told these positive messages, and society told us about how you could accomplish anything if you want, anything, if you at least put some work into it. As long as you work hard, you'll do great. And I found out that it's all fake. We spread these toxic positivity messages because society has a different motive. The system has an ulterior motive when it tells you these things. It's not because you actually have value. It's not because you're actually important. It's not because you're special. It's because we need to keep this machine spinning. Corporations basically own everything, including our lives, and our duty as human beings is to keep providing these corporations with money. So what? So they can continue to exploit us. It's pretty wild if you think about it. But on to the point. Somewhere on Earth, a baby is being born right now, and that baby is going to be asking the same things that I always ask. Why are we here? Why do we do the things that we do? Do we really have to work our lives away? Is this what life is? Having to go through suffering? Which, by the way, your own parents that celebrated your birth are typically the ones that cause a lot of suffering in many people, and maybe it'll traumatize them. My parents did the same thing. They celebrated my birth. They felt like they were accomplished. Congratulations, you now have a child that does not want to be here. And that'll be the same situation for many people in the future. Babies being born right now, tomorrow, after tomorrow. Millions upon millions of them are going to be thinking, why me? Why did I have to be here? I feel bad for them. To just be in the abyss, the void, not existing. And then you're brought here, told, do something with your life. You're given a list of these things you have to accomplish. And not only do you have to accomplish these things, but you have to accomplish them at the age that you're supposed to accomplish them. Accomplishing it a couple years later is seen as a bad thing. You're behind in life, man. It's ridiculous, but this is the reality for basically all of us. The amount of babies right now that are being born into poverty, loneliness, depression, mental illness. Knowing this, people still call life a gift. You matter, man, you matter. Again, It's to keep the machine running. The people in power, they know the reality. It's just us, the peasants, the ones who have no power. We're the ones that are just eating it up, sucking it up, eating up all of the BS. And we're the ones that perpetuate this notion of life being a gift. The people in power, they know life is not a gift. They're probably thinking, damn, if I had to do that, I would have been so miserable. I don't know how I would do that. But even though they know that, they don't get to thrive if we don't struggle, if they have no one to exploit. They need us peasants to keep perpetuating the notion that life is a gift. Being born into a place where your worth is determined by superficial things, and if you don't meet the criteria, if you don't want to be society's ideal person that they try to make you to be, if you're a little different, which is okay, then you won't have much of a good time in this world, especially if you don't meet the beauty standards. Somewhere right now, a child with below average looks is gonna grow up hating themselves because of it. They're going to be compared to other people in this game that we created. Oh, him, he's a 4 out of 10. Her, she's a 6 out of 10. Oh my god, she is a 7 out of 10. You see what I mean? We reduce people to numbers now. Go to YouTube and TikTok and it's pretty much normalized to just reduce people to numbers. Oh, she's a 10. Oh, why are you talking? You're a 2. This is not about character. It's not about personality. It's not about intelligence. It's about looks, something that you cannot control. And what's the next thing we judge people by? Money. If you don't earn a certain amount of money, you suck at life. An innocent baby right now that has basically no knowledge of this world is going to eventually come to the point where things like inflation, the job market, politics, stuff like that is what they're going to be talking about in the future. And I just found this so unfair. People are just forced to deal with a mess that people before them created. In 18 years, a baby being born today is going to be complaining about how he can't find a job. Literally the same things that we complain about. We're just going to force it on to other people. And the cycle never ends. Nothing is going to change. One quick story I want to give. So yesterday I was taking a train into the city and a bunch of kids walked in, and there was like 2 teachers as well. So I assumed that they were on a field trip, and all of the kids were having fun, talking, laughing, and so were the teachers. Except for one kid. One kid sat away from the group. He sat like close to me, and he had such a depressing look on his face. Meanwhile, his peers were laughing, celebrating, having fun, while he just kind of stared at the ground. And I felt really bad. I could basically see a part of my past self in this kid, being left out, alienated, treated like I don't exist. And the sad part is that his parents probably have no idea. They think everything is fine, and meanwhile he's obviously suffering, but no one's ever gonna know. The same things that I'm saying in my videos, the same things that I'm saying about the future generation, it's kind of funny because a couple hundred years ago, some people probably were living miserable lives and probably wondering the same thing. They could have also been thinking, damn, the future generations are going to be born into this. Actually, most definitely a lot of them have thought this way, which is why many philosophers have said that life is just suffering, and there really is no ultimate meaning to life. And whatever meaning you created for yourself, it doesn't really mean anything, to be honest, because you're still going to be doing the same things that the rest of us are doing. And with the way society is going now, even just getting to the point where you want to be a wage slave, because we know we have to do this to survive. And even when you're like, screw it, I'ma do it then, and then you try to make a living, nope, the system doesn't want that. You have to go through AI filters, you have to go through phone screens, and then you have to go through a hiring manager, and then so do many other people. So you're in a competition with others, and whoever wins this competition, the only prize they get is being able to put food on the table, and maybe spend some money on some other stuff they don't need. So yeah, it's the most depressing competition ever, and things are only going to get more difficult. I don't even know if I view myself as an anti-natalist at this point, and here's my take on this. I think that people shouldn't have kids, but I'm not sure if I would go as far as to say that it's wrong to have kids. Because personally, I don't really care about what other people choose to do, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk about, oh, what you're doing is wrong. I feel like part of this is because I realize that morality is just a man-made construct. There is no right or wrong way to live your life, in my opinion, and that applies to anything. I don't care what you do. There is no right or wrong way to live. The whole concept of right or wrong is fake. We made up all of these rules and all of these things and all of these systems just to escape how meaningless this existence is. Even if someone might be pure evil, we're the ones that even made that label of pure evil. None of this actually means anything. I've seen through this entire existence and it's all fake. That's all I gotta say. If you enjoyed watching, please give it a like. Please hit subscribe. Help me out here. Oh, and by the way, please click the notification bell, because I know some people haven't been seeing my videos. But yeah, that's about it. Take care, guys.